Hey guys, it's Stefan with Warm Your Buns. I'm here to show you how to make these cute customizable Kindle sleeves for your Kindles. Put them in. There you go. You guys can make these in so many different colors, solid colors, variegated colors, whatever you want. It's open to imagination. I do have a free written pattern that I'll link in the description. If you don't know how to read a pattern, grab the pattern, put it up on the iPad, print it out or whatever, and read along with me as I'm showing you how to do it in the video. I find that when you can read the pattern, but also being told what to do verbally, helps you better understand how to read patterns. I first began, I had absolutely no clue how to read a pattern. Now I can read a pattern without a video. And I learned through watching videos that also had patterns. I would try and read whatever round it was, watch the video, and then be like, okay, that makes sense now. So, if you don't know how to read a pattern, please go get the pattern and follow along with the video. Okay, let's get into it. What you're gonna need is some weight 4 yarn. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver stripes in retro stripes. You're gonna need a 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and 20mm buttons. If you'd like to learn how to read a pattern, you can grab the free pattern from the description below and follow along, and hopefully I can help you better understand how to read pattern. The one we're gonna do today fits a Kindle Paperwhite, like 2023 and before. The new 2024 ones are slightly bigger. You can make this pattern bigger. I'll show you where you need to increase it and how you can measure it for the device you want. So if we're gonna go off the pattern in the description, we're making it for a Kindle Paperwhite. We're gonna start with a slip knot. You're gonna start by chaining 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so this is where you would need to adjust the pattern if you want it bigger. So you're gonna chain however many you want, put it up to the bottom of your device. Keep in mind that it does stretch, so I would err on the smaller side, because if you make it bigger, then it just gets bigger. You need an even amount of chains, plus 2 extra chains for our turning stitch. So we chained 22, and we're gonna skip the first 2, skip the first 2, and double crochet into this. Okay, so we're gonna double crochet into the 3rd chain from our hook. So skip the first 2. Now you're gonna put 19 more double crochets down your chain until you get to the end. Okay, once you get to the end of your chain, make sure you have 20, or however, it needs to be even, okay? Even. An even number. If you don't know what an even number is, probably shouldn't be crocheting. Okay, now we've worked down one side of the chain. We're gonna turn and work down this side of the chain so we can make like a rectangle. So you're going to put 2 double crochet into that last stitch that you did to help us turn to the other side. Okay, now you're going to do 19 more all the way down the other side of the chain. So you can see these little holes. This is the bottom of the chain. You're working right into these holes 19 times all the way to the end. And once you're done, you need to count and make sure you have an even number. For this pattern, we're going to have 40 double crochets. Okay, our last one is going to be right here at the beginning, right here. So go ahead, count, and make sure you have an even amount. We should have 40. Okay, once you make sure you have 40, you're going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet we did. Okay, so this part is going to be the outside. This part's the inside. See how it's already curling? Here we're going to start the Alpine stitch. So what you're going to do is chain 2. The chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Chain 2 and double crochet into this first double crochet. Okay, now we're going to front post double crochet. So insert, you're not going into the V, you're going behind this post. So insert your hook, go behind it, and you're going to be like pulling it towards you. You're going to make it pop out. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and just double crochet like normal. Okay? And then you're going to double crochet into the next one. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to repeat this pattern. That's why you need an even amount. So now you did a regular double crochet. Now you're going to do a front post. Again, yarn over, go behind the post. Don't go into the V. Behind the post and make it pop out. Yarn over, pull through, and finish your double crochet. And then another double crochet. And then another front post double crochet. This is what we're going to do. We're going to alternate between a double crochet and a front post double crochet all the way around. All the way around this side, around the corner, all the way down the end, around this corner, and we're going to slip stitch back to the beginning. Okay, since we started with a regular double crochet, we need to end on a front post double crochet. Whatever you start with, you need to end with the opposite. So we're alternating. Double crochet, front post, double crochet, front post. You can't have two of the same next to each other. Slip stitch to that first double crochet. Chain 2. Okay, there's no turning. We're working in the same direction. Okay, for round 3, wherever you put a double crochet, you're now going to put a front post. Wherever you put a front post, you're going to put a double crochet. So we're doing the opposite of we did the previous round. We're trying to make that textured look. So, front post around a double crochet. Double crochet in a front post. Front post on a double crochet. Double crochet on a front post. Okay, and we're just going to do this all the way around. Front post, double crochet. Front post, double crochet. All the way around. And this is called the Alpine stitch. It's one of my favorites. Okay, here we are on the last one. Again, we started with a front post. We need to end on a double crochet. Slip stitch to the first. And now, all we're going to do is repeat round 2 and round 3. So wherever you have a front post double crochet, do a regular double crochet. And wherever you have a regular double crochet, do a front post double crochet. We're going to do this for 19 rounds. So on round 19, you will finish off. So just keep on crocheting until you get to round 19. This is round 4. All right, here we are in our last round. Finish off. Leave a long enough tail that you can weave it in later. Okay, now lay it flat. Pattern says to find the middle 6 stitches. I just eyeball it. I just kind of find the middles, and then I'm like, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That looks like the middle to me. If it's not the middle, scooch it over, find the middle. Do your best. It's handmade, doesn't have to be perfect. Make a slip knot. Insert your hook. Put the yarn back on your hook. And then we're just going to attach it with a chain 1. Now you're going to single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Double check to make sure that you like that placement. That's pretty much in the middle, yeah? Yeah. Chain 1. Okay, so for the next 6 rows, we're just single crocheting. So you're going to have a total of 7 rows of single crochet. Just keep going back and forth for 7. 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, 6, this is 7. All right, now we're gonna create our buttonhole. So chain 1, turn, single crochet in the first 2, chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next 2, 1, 2, skip those, single crochet in the last 2. Now we have a buttonhole. Chain 1 and turn, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets and in the chain space, and then 2 more to finish it off. Now chain 1 and do 1 last row of single crochets. And fasten off. Again, leave a long enough tail that you can weave it in and it's not coming undone. Okay, either weave in your ends or move on to the next step of putting a button on. All right, we've got our button. What I do, I just fold over my flap here. Get me a long enough piece of yarn. You're gonna need a darning needle that's small enough to fit through buttonholes. Or thread or whatever you're using to keep it on. Okay, so what I do is I just fold over my buttonhole and my flap, and then I kind of see where my buttonhole is, and then I stick my yarn in there, or my needle in my little yarn here, pull that through. Okay, and then we're going to attach the yarn on the inside. I'm gonna tie a knot. That's how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna leave a long enough tail over here so I can weave it in. All right, and then you're gonna place your button on the other side. And then we're just going to look for the buttonholes and sew our button on. If you don't know how to sew a button on, you come up one hole and you go to the one directly across from it. We're making X's when we're sewing the button on. So when you come back to the other side, go into one of these that you haven't worked yet. And then go across to make your X. I do it one more time just to double make sure it's not going anywhere. All right. Tie these two pieces together. Weave in all your ends. And there you go. You got yourself your very own Kindle sleeve.